Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, it feels so good to be back. It feels so weird at the same time though. Sorry, I just hit my vape, so if it's like smoky in here, I'm sorry. Yeah, so as you guys may or may not know, I have been gone for quite some time. I just recently got married October 23rd, so I haven't been able to sit down and film because it's just been insanely hectic trying to get everything together. It's just been so overwhelming. I'm extremely happy that it's over. Like, I would love to live that day over and over and over again, but just like the stress from it, getting everything together, my house being a mess full of wedding stuff, everyone running around being chaotic, like I am just so glad it's over. And I'm sitting back here filming, doing what I love, and it just feels good to be back. It really does. Before we jump into the video, I do want to just address some things, I guess. So I had every intention of filming a vlog for my wedding. Well, that didn't really go quite as planned, and the reason why is because, for one, I lost one of my camera batteries. I don't know where it went, and it died before I walked down the aisle. My camera, the battery was flashing, and everything was like everywhere at my venue, and I couldn't find the battery. It's gone. I have no idea where it's at. I was able to film some things, but like I filmed me doing my makeup, but my camera shut off halfway through, and then things just got extra chaotic. I was constantly getting up and doing things, trying to find things, and I just didn't end up hitting play again. It was just like, I'm sorry. I know you guys wanted to see like a wedding vlog, and I really did try, but it was just so crazy. But I mean, if you guys want to, what I was thinking about doing instead is just sitting down, talking to you guys about the wedding, what happened, things I was expecting, things that didn't happen, things that went wrong, pictures, because we have a ton of pictures, honeymoon details, like whatever you guys want. I am so down to do a video like that. I know it won't be like our wedding video type of thing, but at least if I sit down and talk about it, you guys will get like the dirty details on it, you know? So maybe, I don't know, let me know, hit that like button, comment down below if you want me to do a video like that. I will answer any question you have, advice for weddings, whatever you want, I will do. So, okay, so moving on from that, I just wanted to, you know, get that out there. So clearly you can tell we are playing with the Beauty Bay Age of Opulence palette. This is the new Beauty Bay release. It is stunning. It is beautiful. This is what she looks like. I'm not going to swatch her only because it's out of pure laziness, to be honest. And I'm sure there's people that have swatched this a million times. I don't have time to swatch this right now. I have to go do some errands, looking like a crazy mess, but it's fine, whatever. But yes, this is what she looks like. She is their 20-pan palettes. I believe this was $20. I will link this down in the description box below. I'm not going to give away like how I truly feel about this palette. You guys will have to wait till the end, so don't forget to finish watching it. Don't dip me out, okay? But yeah, this palette, I think the color story is so beautiful. It is right up my alley with the blues, the purples, these gorgeous shimmers. These shimmers are so beautiful. I love this. This whole color story I'm obsessed with. It reminds me of a galaxy. I'm into those vibes. You guys know I love like blue, purpley type of looks, but yeah, this is what she looks like. I'm not gonna go into detail of how I feel about it. So before we go ahead and jump into this video, if you are new here, welcome. Also, if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and giving me your support. It really does mean a lot to me. I noticed over the time I was gone, I got a couple of new subscribers and lots of comments going on. I really like it. I really like engaging with you guys down there. So always remember to comment on my channel, okay? Just do it. I love talking to you guys. So clearly on this channel, we do a lot of fun, colorful, bold makeup looks. So if that is your sort of vibe, then hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on your post notifications. What else? Hit the thumbs up button. You can never go wrong with that. Or hit the thumbs down, whatever you want. I'm not your mom. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking. I need to go run some errands. So if you guys wanna see what I think of this palette, how I got this look, then go ahead and just keep on watching. Alright guys, so I am so excited. This is like, ooh, I'm a little rusty. Just ignore it. I haven't filmed in a while, but we're back. I'm so excited. So I'm going to go ahead and start priming. I'm going to use my Revlon Candid. I don't think I've used this in a long time, to be honest. It's been a while since I've used this one, but just trying to use it up. And I'm really just pushing that everywhere. Why am I telling you? I'm just priming. It's not that big of a deal. Also, I am getting over a little bit of a cold. So if I sound like really gross, or if I clear my throat and don't realize it in editing, I'm sorry. But it's just hanging on. Okay, so as you saw by the title and the intro, we're playing with the new Beauty Bay Age of Opulence palette, and this palette is so freaking pretty. Look how cool this is. I'm like obsessed with this. Just the whole layout. The shimmers in here are absolutely gorgeous, but ooh, stunning. So let's go ahead and start putting this on the balls. So I'm first going to dip into the shade right here. This is called Curfew, and in the palette it does look, well, on camera it looks black because this is a black right here, but it's actually just like a super dark blue shade. It is gorgeous. So I'm just going to take that on like a little pencil brush, and I'm just going to stamp this on the outer half of my eye. I'm keeping my eye open first because if you're new to my channel, I do have hooded eyes. So if I like stretch my eye out, you can see like where the shadow doesn't sit. So I will get my shape first, and then I'll go in and just fill in little areas. So once I get like the majority of the pigment down, I'm just going to take whatever's left over on my brush and just start going around the edges, just kind of starting the blend a little bit. And what I noticed, so I did it on this eye, but I was just seeing maybe if it was like my eyes are a little whacked out or something. But right here, it's really sticking right on the edge, and then it's like lifting right in here. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. I can see it and it really bothers me. So I don't know why it's been doing that. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, but it's really annoying. So I'm just going to blend as much as I can right in here. And then just like move on to the next shade. So then I'm going to go in with the shade Speak Easy. Everything looks so dark on my camera right now. I don't know why. But I'm going to go in with this shade. This is like a really deep, dark, like maroon color. It's beautiful. And I'm just going to take that on a pencil brush. And this is going to be our inner corner shade. Again, just stamping on the product first. And connecting it to where we ended that blue shade. And then again, with whatever's left over, I will just lightly go around the edges. So I'm going to start blending out this blue outer corner. So I'm going to take this shade right here. This is called Lavish. This shade in this palette, woo, mama, it is beautiful. Like, I say that about every shade in this palette, but that's because I love it so much. But I think this shade is my favorite one in the palette. So I'm just taking that on a fluffy brush, and for right now, I'm just going to stamp this on. I'm not going to worry too much about the blending. I just want to get the product laid down first. Ugh, it's so cool. Then I'm going to go into the same type of brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Velvet, which is this one right here. I really like this purple shade. It's like a medium type of purple shade. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. But I'm going to pick up some of that, and I'm just going to do the same thing on this side with this color as I did on the blue side. So just stamping that color on first. It's going to look messy. It always does. Just trust the process. Okay? Does that look better? I adjusted my settings. I totally forgot to do that. Like, that's how long it's been since I filmed. I forgot how to freaking film. So back to the blue side, I'm going to dip into the shade Hope right here. Now this shade so surprised me, like, holy crap. I barely picked up any on my brush, and when I put it on my eye to blend, it went so far. Like, the littlest amount went so far. It was so pigmented. insane. So I'm literally just going to take the tiniest bit. That color is so cool. Look at that. It's like a turquoisey, I don't know. I don't know how to describe things, but it's cool. Just take my word for it. Then what I'm going to do is, with whatever's left over in my brush, I say this all the time, all I'm going to do is just really buff this color out. Really get that blend going. And I'm going to leave it right there for now and then go back to the purple side. So then I'm going to take the shade right here. This is the shade Flapper. Oh my god. I'm telling you. Just every shade in this palette is just amazing. So I'm going to dip into some of that. And this is going to be our final blending shade for this purple side. But look at that. It's so pigmented. It's bright. She's a winner. And then all I'm doing is just with whatever's left over, just blending that into the blue side. And of course I'm going to go back. I say this in every video, but in case you're new here, I always put down like my base colors and then I'll go back and revamp everything, add some more pigment, really final blend everything. So don't panic. Just trust the process. I know it's very scary right now, but you want a good look, this is what you gotta do. So before I go back and do all my final blending, all my final re-add-ins or whatever, I'm gonna go dip into the shade RSVP right here. This is a nude shade, it's very neutral toned, but I thought it would be like the perfect type of shade to really help blend things out. So I'm literally just dipping my brush in one time, tapping it off, and then I'll go around to this blue area and just really help buff that out. I'll go to the purple area, really buff that out as well. It's a simple, easy trick that really helps to get like a really nice, like blown out type of blend. So just fair warning, this palette does have a ton of fallout, like so much fallout. It's on my forehead. It's like everywhere. So just fair warning. I don't really mind fallout because I always do my eyes first anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and go back in and reblend everything. I'm using the same brushes, the same techniques, nothing's changing. So I'm just going to speed this part up for you guys and then we'll come back and add in the shimmer and all that good stuff. Okay, so I got most of my blending done. Well, as much as I could do, honestly. Like right here, I feel like it's doing that sticking thing again. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it's like, it's really driving me insane. So we're just gonna move on to the shimmer part because that's like the best part anyway. Okay, so basically what I'm doing for this part is just doing the opposite on both sides. Does that make sense? And I'm doing kind of like a spotlight eye, but messy. Like I'm not cutting my crease or anything. I'm just being very messy with it. So for this inner corner where the purple is, I'm going to dip into the shade Revival right here. And holy smokes, this shimmer is out of this freaking world. Beautiful. I wish I could use my fingers for this part because I know shimmers work better with just your fingers. But I have long nails. It's a small space. I can't do it right now. But even with the brush, it was beautiful. And I'm going right over top of that purple shadow we laid down. Like I said, I'm not trying to be precise with this. I'm just being very messy. Like I know it would be so out of this world with my finger, but I just can't do that right now. I just can't. And I'm also trying not to make it like a sharp, harsh line where I end it. I'm just going to try and like blend the shimmer into the crease just a little bit. Okay, but look at that. You can't tell me that's not stunning. You can't. Okay, and then I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going in with the same brush for all the shimmers. And then I'm going to pick up this shimmer shade right here. This is called Ace. And this is going to go on the outer corner. This shimmer is absolutely stunning. I think it would really shine if I like laid down a base first and cleaned up the area. But regardless, it's still beautiful. So I'm literally just doing the same thing. Part of me wishes I would have cleaned it up, but here we are. You live and you learn. Oh, but it's still so good. Okay, wiping it off again. And then I'm going to go into one of like the champagne-y shades in the palette. I'm going to take Crush, this one right here. This one is almost like a rose gold type of shimmer shade. And this one is going to go right on the center between those two shades. And then I think I actually ended up wetting the shade after I laid it down for the first time. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, because I really wanted this one to pop in the center. I mean, I think you can guys pretty much tell already that I'm like obsessed with this palette. Yeah, I think it's like my favorite one so far. So what I did was I just went back in with that Speakeasy shade, which was the shade that we put on this inner corner. And I just kind of like put that right on the inner part right here, just to give myself a little bit of depth. So I just went over that blue shimmer shade. Nothing crazy. I did the same thing with the blue. I took that first blue shade and then just brought it onto this inner corner. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the lower lash line. All I'm doing is pretty much the same thing I did on top, except with the blues, I'm just pulling the blues halfway in, and then I'm going to go into a different shade for the inner corner. So I'm going to go in with Curfew again, and just run that right under my lash line, stopping it about halfway onto my lower lash line. Then I'll wipe that brush off. I'm using the same brush for this entire thing. Then I'll dip into Lavish and just run that underneath. Making sure everything is connecting to the color on top. All right, and then I'll wipe that off and then go in with Hope. It's gonna look messy, but we're gonna end up cleaning it up once our base is on and everything, so just don't worry about it. Me trying to convince myself everything's fine. It's fine. So I really wanted to try and use like as many colors in this palette as I possibly could that would make sense. So I really wanted to use this other shimmer shade, this dark blue one right here. Oh my god. It's called Decadent, and it is seriously, like, this is the whole reason I bought this palette, was for that shade right there. So I'm just gonna pop this right on the like remaining half of my waterline. Ooh, okay, and then I wanted to go into the shade Champagne, this one right here, and I just use this as that little pop of shimmer on the inner corner. Freaking obsessed. So for the waterline, I went in with two eyeliners. They're both from Beauty Creations. So on the outer half, I went in with black. I used Outer Space, I think it's what it's called, and then this blue one on the inner half, and this one is called Denim. You can't even really tell this one's on here, but I just had to do it. I look like a freaking raccoon. Okay, well, here we are. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do my base off camera, probably touch things up a little bit more because, like I said, some of the shadows are sticking in a weird way, and I don't like that. And then we'll come back and I'll give my final thoughts on this palette, which I'm pretty sure you guys already know what I'm going to say, but be right back. Alright guys, so here is the finished look. I really do love how this came out. It is a little bit messy. I feel like it got kind of like, I got lazy at the end. I got very messy with it. I do have a little bit of regrets. I feel like my eyelash is coming off. Oh look, yes it is. Whatever. I do have a little bit of regrets. I really wish I would have gone over my like halo eye part of it with concealer, really cleaned it up, but I did want like a messier type of shimmery look to it. I just didn't want it to look so like cutting edge, like just so sharp. I wanted the shimmer to like flare out. But I honestly feel like if I would have went in with a wet base that the shimmers would have popped some more. They are still popping really, really well. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but in person they are popping really good. But I know that they're not living up to their full potential. That's my bad. That's my fault. But moving on. So talking about how I feel about this palette. Now, first off, the packaging of this palette, I love this whole aesthetic. I think this looks so freaking cool. I don't know, I feel like Beauty Bay just comes up with like some of the coolest packaging. It's so cute. It's got like the little drips. How precious is that? Honestly, I really think this is my new favorite Beauty Bay palette. This whole color story just speaks to me on like a whole new level. I think it's absolutely beautiful. At first I wasn't going to get it because I was like, that really looks like the Book of Magic color story. You know, I was like, do I really need both? But yeah, like, I really do need both, okay? I think I love this one more than my Book of Magic palette. I don't know what it is. I think it's the tones of the shadows in here. I don't know, just something about them just really, really gets me going. I love this palette. The shadows, like the matte shadows performed like any other Beauty Bay shadows perform. I did have a little struggle with patchiness on some of the darker shadows, but that could have just been my concealer that I laid down. Maybe I didn't blend it enough in those areas. I'm not sure. Obviously I'm going to do another look with this palette because every time I get a new one, I always try and do 2 videos on it, just so you can get like a really good feel for it. The shimmers are just as good as all the other ones. They're very like a wet, they're like a very wet, creamy type of formula, if that makes sense. If you know, you know. But yeah, honestly, it's really good. I don't really have too much to say about it because it's just a typical Beauty Bay palette. But this one, I don't know, just has like a weird special place in my heart right now. I love this so much. And I've gotten myself like a little collection going with these. I even have them sitting out like right here. I have them displayed right here. I don't know, I just love that. Yeah, I think it's a great palette. They're very cheap. I believe they're, what, $20? And Beauty Bay always has sales on these, so sometimes you can snag these for like 10 bucks. Totally worth the money. The payoff of these palettes, I feel, can't even compare to some of the most expensive palettes I have in my collection. I love saving money on palettes, and I feel like these perform so much better than half of my palettes in my drawer. I love these palettes. I will never stop buying them. They're wonderful. The only one I really had a problem with was the Wilderness palette. It just didn't click in my head, the color story, but that doesn't mean that the shadows performed like crap. Like, they're still just as good. So highly recommend getting this one. Like, you absolutely need this one in your collection, especially if this color story is your vibe. You will love this. It's beautiful. It's perfection. Just get it. But yeah, I think that is it. That is my review on the new Beauty Bay Age of Opulence palette. I really hope you guys liked this video. I know I was a mess. I was a little bit everywhere. I'm just struggling getting back into like the flow of things because I have not filmed a video in I think a month. I know I had my other video go up, but I didn't film that for like, I didn't film it and then upload it, you know? I filmed it like a couple weeks before, so. Just getting back into the groove of things. Let me know what you guys want to see on my channel as always. Like, I will always take video suggestions, makeup suggestions, like makeup looks you want me to do. I will always do that. Also, if you're into paranormal, haunted, spooky stuff, me and Dustin, who is now my husband, we just started our own channel in September, I believe. We haven't been able to upload another video because we just did get married. It was a bit of a hectic month for us, so I'm hoping this weekend we'll actually be able to film something. But as always, leave your comments down below for what you guys want to see us do on that channel. I will also leave that link in the description box as well. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and stop talking. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and also me and Dustin's Instagram. And that's it. I have nothing else to say except I love you guys and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Jack it up.